Hey folks, so in our last race we came in third place and we were going through tech, and I had cut the engine off on the car going through tech, and then after the tech man was done and everything, I went to crank the engine up and it would not do anything. It was just clicking. All I got was a clicking. And I thought, man, I've done had a solenoid go bad, solenoid done died on me, or a starter done died on me. Of course, I run really good connections on the battery here and keep up with those. And I didn't suspect a connection or anything, but I went through and just couldn't get anything out of the battery. Completely dead. And anyway, so of course I just had them push me to the trailer. Of course, I had the wrecker push me across the scale so I could weigh out, and I didn't get disqualified or anything like that. Was legal and all, got paid, got the car loaded, got it home, and it was still dead. And I went to check in, all my connections were good, my solenoid was good, and the battery itself, it was just not. I got my load bank out and checked, and showing 12.5 volts, but put it under a load, just dead. And I was really surprised by that. This is the first Optima battery I have ever had die on me. But I'm not complaining, because this battery I know is over 8 years old. Regardless, we're getting the car ready for the Southern Street Stock Nationals. And so I took, and after having that really good run, I said, okay, we're as good, I think, as we need to be to go and be competitive. And so, we're doing this deep maintenance. So I went ahead and just pulled the side off the car where I could just really get in there and go over everything before we go to the Nationals. And just want to make this episode here. It's a couple of different things that we're going to do. First thing I'm going to do is get this battery swapped out right here. And when I went to charge this battery, it shows 12.5 volts. It won't pull any amps. When I go to put it, on a charger, it won't draw any amps. And then when I put it on a load bank, when I put the load on it, it just flatlines. So I've got a break internally in this battery. I'm pretty sure it's junk. When we were designing this car, really maintenance and being able to access stuff was really high on the list. Because, I build them for myself and I plan to keep them and race them. And I tried to make sure I made this battery where that I could replace it pretty easy without having to pull decking. Oh, so it's supposed to flip straight out this front. Let's see if it will. Oh yeah, right through there like that. And then, now that don't mean I got the strength to hold it, because they're about 40 pounds. Oh, don't hit the fire bottle, because we don't want to set it off by accident. Yeah, she's junk. She's junk. Of course, I use a gel cell charger. You have to use a charger for these Optimas that has an AGM mode, which is I know the GM is glass matte, like aggregate glass matte or something glass matte. But because these coils like this, they have a gel in them. They don't have a liquid in them, like just liquid acid. But yeah, they're very specific. She's been a good one though. I'm not mad at her. She's been a good one. So I just ordered the exact same model again. Cranking amps 870. The cold cranking amps is 750. That's the same one I got on this. It's the same one I got on Rachel's Camaro. Really good batteries. Why do I specifically run this Optima yellow top? Okay, so Optima makes 3 different batteries. They make a red top, a blue top, and a yellow top. And we got racers. I run this one, I run that one. Well, I'm going to tell you how it is. All right, so a red top is a regular cranking battery. Okay, it is not a deep cycle. It is designed to be run with an alternator. It is designed to be able to give a very high amperage out when you need it to start the car. Right? But it's not a deep cycle. It's designed for it to have an alternator that's sitting there pushing amperage back into it all the time as well. It'll give it up quick, but the recovery-wise, it needs an alternator to be running. All right? Then there's the blue top. The blue top is like what you use for trolling motors, or you use for an RV situation, to where you're not going to have a real high amperage draw, so you're not going to be cranking something with a real heavy crank load, but you need it to be deep cycle. You need it to be able to have draw on it for hours at a time without the, an alternator or something running, pushing energy back into the battery. It can withstand that. It can have a slow draw and then turn around and you can charge it back up and it doesn't hurt it. It's designed to do that. That's the blue top. Then there's the yellow top. To me, the yellow top is the only one you should be using in circle track racing or drag strip racing, whether you're not going to be running an alternator. Well, why is that? Well, the yellow top, the design of it, I'm not making this stuff up, folks. You can get on their websites and stuff and you can research it yourself. This one is designed for high amperage draw, instantly. So like to crank over a high compression engine, it's designed to handle that. But it has a deep cycle type technology in it where that it's designed for you to be able to sit there and like you're cranking it up, but then you're running an entire race. You're running throughout the night and you're not putting on a charger. You don't have an alternator constantly pushing charge back into it. It's designed to handle that where that like you go through the weekend, you run it down and then you charge it up. Run it down, charge it up. Run it down, charge it up. Like the blue top, but the difference is this one is designed to like give up those amps when you call on it to crank an engine over. So there's a very specific difference between the red, which has to be running on an alternator, the blue, specifically designed for a slow draw over time, and the yellow, which is designed to have a high amp draw, but have intermittent charging, not by alternator. All right, between the races and stuff and after the weekend's over. All right, so that's why I run the yellow top. Don't run anything but them. I bought this one, from Summit Racing because I checked and like there was a pretty big price difference, y'all, between where you order these things. So you gotta shop around on these to get the best deal because this one was $50 cheaper with Summit. They're not sponsoring me in any way. I'm just gonna say it right now. But it was $50 cheaper with them than local, and like I didn't have to do a trade-in or anything, and got free shipping in the whole 9 yards. So y'all know, I just tell y'all how it is. There you go. I think I've got my case designed to fit it in just like this other one fits, just like this right here. But I'm going to take that. I don't need that, and I don't think I'm going to need this either. Yeah, I don't know. That's designed to snap onto something, but definitely not this. So let's get her in there. See if I can do it without dropping it. Oh, come here, baby. It's not that it's 40 pounds. It's that it's 40 pounds you're holding straight out with your arms. Any kind of way. I'll turn you over in a second. Alright. You're in there now. I got you, Booger Bear. I got you now. Come here. There it goes. There it goes. Nope. A little electrical grease. I like to ground the snot out of it. Ground it to the frame. I run a ground wire right here close to the frame, and then I turn around and I also run a ground all the way up to the engine, to the motor plate up there. And they hadn't failed me yet. Okay. I bet it cranks. What you want to bet?